You are listening to the Kentucky X-Files Season 3 with your hosts Dennis Mays, Tyler Stewart, and Josh Gibbs. Don't forget to subscribe to us on YouTube, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also visit us at www.kyxfiles.com. And now, on to our show.
Tyler.
Yeah.
I can't even remember the original joke, but I just remember for like a solid 2 years in my phone you were Texas Tyler. Now you're Step Tyler. You've been Step Tyler for like the last 2 years.
For the last 2 years you've been Captain Blondebeard in my on Facebook.
Captain Blondebeard.
You're Tyler Boo Boo Stewart in mine.
I saw that.
Oh, that's fucking amazing.
And Denny is just Denny, but his picture when he calls is my favorite ever.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious.
Isn't that that fucking like Indian actor?
It's that from that movie, yeah.
I remember when that guy was like, "You got to watch this movie," and we kept looking for it. We're like,
"Oh, I don't have enough cable. I don't know if I can get it up there. Make it. Will it fucking focus? No, it ain't gonna focus.
Damn it.
Damn it. It's so goddamn funny because I'll lose the call, and the face that it makes when I lose the call is what kills me. Because it'll just say drop call, you know, and it's like, let's do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Let's do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. I like how you can only see Josh's eyes when he does it. He's like, do it.
Do it. Do it.
We're fucking children.
Do it.
God damn it.
Welcome back, guys, to your Kentucky X-Files.
Why was that so fucking funny?
Wow. That needs to make it onto the shorts.
Yeah.
Now I want to do that.
I can't do it. Yeah, it doesn't look right. When
Yeah,
Josh does it,
It's because my camera is so fucking high up. And my microphone's way down here. So it was purely accidental. I was just like, do it.
For those of you not on the YouTube watching this, that's a bummer because it was good. It was real good. Oh man, it is a nice Sunday morning out here. It's a little chilly.
Yeah,
a little
bit.
I think we've all come to accept that Kentucky weather is just going to do its own thing. You know, it's one day it's sunny and the next day it's winter again.
Yeah. We went through all 4 seasons last week.
Yeah. You put on your swim trunks and you go outside and build a snowman.
Yeah.
That's how fast it happens. Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like a nice night and you're like, I'm gonna go outside to take a leak by the tree. You get out there and you're like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to ever go outside again.
No.
Yeah. Oh man, what a week! What a week! All kinds of stuff going on in the actual news this week. But we're never going to talk about any of that garbage. So we got an email in. I wanted to throw it out there because it just came in like maybe a couple days ago. Came in through our website, which you can go to www.kyxfiles.com, and there's a little tab there. You can click it. You can send us a message or a voice message. We love hearing those. This is from Jay. And Jay says, I listen to your podcast when I'm traveling. I don't know if I believe in Bigfoot. Basically, I'm on the fence. One of the things I've heard discussed is that they can create a frequency and go into another dimension. I am not a woo person, and I believe the natural world is capable of many things. The hair is said to be hollow or iridescent. Maybe they can create a frequency that causes hair to vibrate in such a way that it can camouflage themselves, allowing them to seemingly disappear. I don't know. I mean, stuff like that. I'm okay with theories like that because, not so far out there that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because we were on Brian's show, Sasquatchology, when we it was a huge panel, so there was a lot of people on there, but I can't remember. It was the Monster Quest guy that came in when I was saying some of the theories and things that people said about Bigfoot, about that transparency where it could camouflage itself, and
Yeah,
that's why the government's kind of hiding. They know about Bigfoot, but they're hiding it because they want its fur for camouflage.
they want us to be able to camouflage our
And
fur.
then
Well, their
some
fur.
of some of them said like, no, that's not it, blah blah blah. But that at that time when that happened, Monster Quest guy came in and he's like, we've studied some of these hairs that are supposedly Sasquatch, and what did it not have?
Medulla.
The medulla, like, so it was
Yeah.
hollow, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, is that what it means? It's
Yeah.
hollow.
It was weird because you know, I'm with Jay though. I'm kind of on the fence on this one too. I'm like, my skepticism on Sasquatch goes I'd say a good 95% because I think that if there is anything out there, it's isolated and it's way the hell up northwest. I'm not sure about like everywhere else, but when he said that, hey, animals in the natural world don't have hollow medullas. Neither do people. That was what I thought. That was kind of weird to me. That was like, okay, well, if animals don't have it, then how do you have a bunch of hairs? I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Remember, like a year ago, we were talking about this shit, and I was talking about the tiger, giant
Mhm.
orange and white and black cat. That if you're walking through the jungles over there, the forest, the son of a bitch could be anywhere, and he could just jump out at any time and get you. And it's
Mhm.
not necessarily because he's making himself invisible. It's just that he knows how to break up his silhouette and hide,
And he's
to get you.
so quiet.
Super quiet for an animal that big. But again,
They're
bright
huge.
ass orange and black and white cat.
Yeah,
God, those
that's what I
things
was
are
about.
enormous.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
big is a tiger? Like,
Just
what's a
like
ballparking?
some of the ones that I've seen um, are like at the zoos or like a small cow,
Yeah.
just
So you,
huge.
so you're saying like above 300 pounds, maybe more?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna find out.
Yeah.
I'll look it up for you.
Josh, if you could, would you see if it does holler, do you let it go?
660 pounds.
So
That's a big old boy.
yeah.
That's a or girl.
That's the average. And then I'm gonna snag this photo right here.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Oh, it won't let me. Okay, all right, I got you. You're protecting your image. Let's see if we can get this
But
one here.
Well, we can kind of use that as another basis too for a lot of people that's saying, how can something so big be so hidden? Like you
Yeah.
can't find it. It's like, well, it's natural, like to hide
Yeah.
but so like well, tigers are using it differently. They're using it to hunt prey.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Maybe uh
That
Sasquatch
is
is
a
using it.
that is a big old cat right there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that guy can sneak up on you and eat your ass so easily.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's the whole part. Like that's kind of where I'm going with it is as far as the Sasquatch, like the proposed physics, and how it does stuff. I mean, if it is covered in hair and there is some of these things way up there, yeah, it might be hard to spot them. Look up, like check out if you get a chance to look at when they one of them big ass like woolly, like I don't know what the hell they're called, but it's almost like a cow. It's like a relative of a cow. It's a bovine, something. And they're like really woolly or whatever. And it gets rainy and nasty in the forest that they're in. And if you try to thermal them, you can't see them. Like
Oh,
you know what I mean?
okay.
You know what I'm talking about?
I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So there's plenty of ways something could hide. It's just that each year by year we go and nothing substantial comes forward.
Are you talking about the black Highland cows
That might be it.
or just yak?
I don't know. I don't know which is. I don't know which. I know the Highlands are the big woolly cattle.
Yeah, I think a Highland's domestic. I know a
Yeah,
yak can be too, but yak are big.
I know that when they put those thermal scopes on their rifles and stuff, it's really hard to spot them because of the forest and because of the fur. You know, it's a thick
Yeah.
coat because it has to be. So
I I've always wondered that too. It's like, okay, you were saying that they can't see 'em with the thermals. Okay, because of like when it's raining,
they can
it's
see
basically
them. It's just really
it,
hard.
it's really
Yeah.
hard. But like, okay, let's put that with Sasquatch. Okay, say he's doing this almost the same exact thing. It's really hard to depict uh how he looks, but wouldn't you see if it's breathing? Like, wouldn't you see kind of the
Yeah, you
heat
would think. I
coming
mean,
from its mouth? Like like even if it's not that distinctive, like seeing some heat wave kind of changing
you know,
around the mouth, like should tell you that something is there.
there's another thing too is that you have most of these guys, when they go out with the thermals, they go up, they try to find a decent spot to have a vantage point, right? And they aim the thermals at the forest. In very common occurrence, especially in North America, is heat spots. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the way a cedar works, but cedars produce their own heat. They produce their own frequency, So uh, over the years, some people would hide certain plants that they wanted to keep hidden, like very, very like fruity plants, delicious plants that they didn't want people to know about. They would hide them by cedars
Mm-hmm.
because when the thermal went over, couldn't see them.
Yeah.
So those are delicious plants. By the way, they're salad plants. Salad. We'll say salad. Hey, it was 420 recently, right? There's
Right.
going to be people out there that are like, hey, I love salad, Denny. Right? So heat spots. You're sitting there staring at the forest. You're looking for Sasquatch, and you see a heat spot, and you're like, oh my god, there he is. No, that's just a tree. But that happens all the time. Random heat spots. So you're looking for a broken up heat signature in a giant forest full of broken up heat signatures. You know, it's kind of it's a disadvantage. You almost need someone to go out by themselves for like a solid year. You know what I mean? Like go
Right.
to the Pacific Northwest and live with no human around remotely for like a solid year.
There's
And
only one issue with that.
what's that?
It would take about 6 months before that person went feral.
Well,
and we have evidence of that. And it's the 420 farmers up in
and
the
then
Pacific Northwest where
they
they stop using
become Bigfoot.
they become Bigfoot. They stop using the English language. They speak in grunts to themselves.
Right.
I still think that we I have the perfect way to try to catch a Bigfoot. At
Okay.
least I like, and I've told you guys this. Okay, I'm finally going to disclose this because I've wanted to do this, and I
All
hope
right.
somebody tries it later down the road. Okay, you take a month long. You wear like I'm not saying wear it out to like your work or anything. Wear clothes for as long as until your trip out there to go potentially catch Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Never wash them. Don't do anything with them. Just once you're done with that day, put them in a bag, seal them up, take them back out. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty. It's going to smell like ass.
Yeah.
So, okay, get yourself a mannequin. Set up a tent, set a fire, put the mannequin on there, holding something over the fire. Put those
Okay.
clothes on him. Got your scent all over this thing.
All right.
You
All right.
dig a hole, like a little lay hole ghillie suit. You lay right by it. And you start like maybe play some music a little bit, kind of like attract it, see if that yeah.
Some
You just like
credence.
yeah, you just
Get some
lay there.
credence in there.
It's like this. I'm going to get this motherfucker. I'm going to get him. I'm going to get him this time.
And
And
that's
like
that.
I remember, I said I was going to pop out. I'm like, ha! And then and he punches me.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, you're laying there in your hole in your ghillie suit, and
Yeah.
then Bigfoot next to you goes, "Do you see anything?" And you're like, "No, shh." You know what I mean? And then he notices you, and he's like,
Or my luck. Okay, what? How much did we say that a normal Sasquatch could weigh? It's
There's
roughly
estimates. There's
like
estimates all the way up to like 800 pounds.
yeah. So my luck, this fucker would step on me and break my back, and I'd be like, ah!
Yeah.
I have an actual artist rendering of what it would look like if Tyler was in a ghillie suit and Bigfoot said, "Do you see anything?" You're welcome.
Yeah. As far as the frequencies that causes hair to vibrate in such a way it camouflages, I don't know. I mean, this would be an unknown in science.
Mhm.
Well,
You
okay,
know?
so I think it's a really neat theory, and I think it would be really cool to implement it, you know. But I also question, oh shit, I just hit a button. Something's opening up. Oh, it's my calculator. Right.
He has to
But
do the math.
you know, I am curious though, is like, but why? You know,
Like, why would it need to?
right. You know, if you're that big, what are you hiding from?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I get it if you're hiding from prey, but I
Yeah.
mean, like you said, a tiger does it, and he's bright orange.
Yeah.
You know,
But he isn't really hiding from he's not hiding from predators. He's hiding from he wants to be able to eat you efficiently. You know?
right?
I mean, there's always the, the theory that, what is it? Environmental evolution, behavioral evolution, outside influences. There's always the very, very remote that they evolved because of us.
Right.
I just kind of doubt it because they would be the one wild creature that did. Although we don't really have a basis for what other humanoids would do living in a world shared with us. So I don't know. There's too many plot holes. way too many plot holes. You know.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. Interesting write in though, Jay. I appreciate
Yeah.
it. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, I would love to see that implemented. I think it's a fucking wicked idea. You know.
Yeah. I thought the one thing he said though, I am not a woo person. It took me a while before I understood what the woo is.
I have to admit, I'm clueless as to what a woo is.
The woo is okay. If I'm saying this right, and I welcome anybody to correct me in the comments, but the woo is basically you're accepting of anything from Sasquatch is an alien to their spirit to their of whatever. It's anything. It can be all of it at once. Woo! You know,
Gotcha.
it's just everything. I could be wrong about this, but that's my interpretation. I'll say that. You know, it is interesting though. I gotta. That's it exactly. I have something here about evolution, which is interesting. If you guys want to hear about it,
Yeah.
long time ago, there was a town. And they had a big old nuclear meltdown. Familiar
Ooh,
with it?
I am.
Chernobyl or Chernobyl, whatever you want to call it.
I think it's Chernobyl.
Yeah. So when the place was evacuated, not fully evacuated, there are people still living there, but the dogs were left behind. And from what they're saying now is these dogs are experiencing a rapid change in their evolution. So apparently they studied like almost 300 dogs or something and figured out that compared to other animals and dogs living not even 10 miles away, they had huge differences in their DNA based on the radiation that they've been subjected to.
What's amazing to me is that they're still surviving.
Oh yeah, it's awesome. You know, it says that there's all kinds of animals that have uh, basically thrived because of people's absence there. You know,
I know that makes sense.
yeah. So the mutations that they've went through, the genome changes, have actually let these dogs thrive and live healthy in an area of almost constant radiation. So they're thriving. And if you think about it, I mean, dogs are very, very adaptable.
Yeah.
If not one of the most adaptable creatures on the planet. But to literally live in, a nuclear aftermath and just not only survive, but actually thrive and evolve to fit that environment. That is amazing. And that's environmental evolution. That's an outside situation imposing, like, hey, it's either change or die.
Right.
And these dogs opted to, okay, well, we'll change. We'll work with it because they are living, they are breeding, they are populating, and they are doing great from what I understand. I mean, I would love to hear what scientists over there are seeing as far as like health and diseases, things like that. Like what is getting to these dogs, if anything, or are they just becoming impervious to doom?
That would be wild.
Yeah,
And what's that going to say? What's that going to do for like humans? Like,
yeah.
will those dogs have something about them that we'll be able to use to save people? Maybe these dogs will cure cancer or something.
They'll
Oh,
come
wow.
back and reaffirm that they are man's best friend.
Yep.
Be like, hey guys, we got you. You know, pretty wild, man. Pretty wild. That shit never ceases to amaze. The power of evolution and the power of the world itself, as far as the creatures inside of it.
Right.
This is a little animal that used to be a pack hunting, apex predator, and we saw something in him that we liked. They've been with us ever since.
Yeah.
I kind of like. I don't know. I kind of. in a way, I think it's kind of poetic a little bit. It's like, hey, man's best friend got left behind in a disaster, but we're still checking in on him.
Yeah.
We're still making sure he's okay, and they are. They're doing fine. Pretty soon you're gonna see designer Chernobyl dogs coming to a pet shop near you. I'm almost sure of it. You can pick up your puppy and head on down to Mammoth Balls and get yourself a meal for you and Grandma.
Right.
Yeah. Talk about the ultimate segue. This is cool. Check this out. Boom. You guys ever heard of this?
No, but it's
This
beautiful.
Is the wolf disc. And
cool name.
Yeah.
This it's a massive rotating disk galaxy, about 1.5 million years old, right? And the only problem with it is, although it is gorgeous, everything about it, it's almost like, I mean, in my opinion, okay, if I was a religious person, this would be what approaching heaven would look like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This would be it. This would be paradise. You would be heading towards this beautiful disk out there in the middle of the galaxies. But unfortunately, for how beautiful it is challenging the way they believe the Big Bang actually happened. The wolf disc
Oh.
defies a lot of physics, and this has been a reoccurring theme in the last couple of months. They're discovering new things that's kind of challenging the way they look at stuff. Just recently, scientists have come forward saying that, yes, we believe that 13.8 billion years ago the Big Bang happened, but we don't actually have substantial proof to say that nothing was before it. And the reason is because when the Big Bang happened, everything was superheated, and we can't see past that.
Right.
So the whole like all or nothing aspect of it, nothing was here, then the Big Bang happened. That's kind of out the window now because we don't have any proof saying that nothing was there. If anything, the Big Bang itself is proof something was there because matter didn't just come from nowhere. You know what I mean? Amazing stuff, and I hate it because every time I get really super interested, they come up with something and they say, "Oh yeah, by the way, that's probably not correct anymore."
Yeah. Everything you thought you knew is now out the window.
It's pretty interesting though because they're still like, no, the Big Bang happened. That happened. We're pretty damn sure that happened. The only thing that they're stuck on is that they think because those first expanding particles, which would be the farthest ones out in the galaxies by now, the universe, they were superheated, so we probably can't see past them.
Yeah.
Because it would be like a layer of,
it's like light
what do you
soup.
call it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The particles make it opaque and you can't see it.
There you go. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's like that video I showed you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what is it saying it here? I lost my my page here. Sorry guys. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it said that the wolf disc just it was discovered, it was nicknamed after astronomer Arthur Wolf. And it's about 12 billion light years away from Earth. So if you do the math there, they think the universe 13.8, this is 12 billion light years. You know what I mean? It's right there at one of the leading edges. So they said that it showed remarkable characteristics of rotation, and that's odd for an object that far because everything that we see expanding is still expanding and rotating with energy that it held over from the Big Bang, right?
Right.
Well, this thing is way back at the very beginning, so it shouldn't be rotating based on their idea of the physics of how it worked. And that's why it's thrown everything off, because you have a disk that's spinning on a perfect flat, you know, whatever, and it should have spun out by now. It should have ran out of energy, but it's not. So it's really fucking cool. Really, really cool.
That is cool.
I love this stuff. I hope, like, I noticed, like, lately, I've been bringing up a lot of space stuff for everybody, especially on the show. But this is like, I find this shit so fascinating. You know,
Right. It is. And it is gorgeous. Like, I mean, I know that's an artist rendering because whatever
yeah,
we would see, is going to look like Pong. But
yeah.
still, that's really damn cool.
I think that there is actual pictures. If I can find it here, I think I actually have one. I have the radio image of it. You guys want to see that?
Yeah.
Let me see if I can get that pulled up here. And this is not going to be quite as whatever, but it's still pretty freaking cool. Check that out.
That is cool.
Isn't that neat?
I mean, that's still cooler than the picture of the Mama. Mama.
The alien spacecraft, Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not. I promise not to get into a tangent about that thing again this week, but damn it.
Right.
God damn it. So yeah. Let's see. What else do I have here for you? This is pretty cool. Here's what's going on right now. They've basically spotted a supermassive black hole, and it is devouring a star system.
Yeah, it is. Holy crap.
So an entire system is basically getting sucked into that thing. They call it a runaway black hole. You ever heard that term before?
No, that's first for me.
Yeah. So they've spotted this thing with the I guess it was the James Webb telescope they were spotting it on. I'm not real sure if that's the one they were using, but they said that there's stars. Think of entire stars, right? All those little lights you see in that rendering are like stars, the sun.
Right.
And they all make ours look small. And it is basically just sucking them things right in. And I don't know what that means for like us here away from it, but when I saw that, I was like, God damn.
So when that happens, do they get stronger?
See, I don't know. I've never like read anything about it. Like if they're just guessing, like what does happen?
Right. What were you going to say, Tyler? I'm sorry. I feel like I talked over you.
Oh, no, you're good. I was just saying, it's like, what classifies a runaway black hole? Like, because a black hole, like, it's like taking the most scariest thing. Like, okay, let me say for you guys, so you guys understand, it's like this. It's like taking quicksand. Okay, you guys are already scared about quicksand. Oh, quicksand. But what if they said runaway quicksand?
See, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
that's terrifying because now you're on top of it because it's already scary enough.
I don't know if we should leave this.
What's it make it run away?
So we should probably edit out the quicksand thing because that's just ugh.
You just terrified every Gen X and Zennial.
You know how many people just turned the show off
to look up to see if runaway quicksand was a real thing?
They're going to get out of their car to go to work, and they're like,
right? Like, yeah. Like you just you're just like minding your business, walking out to the mailbox, and you hear and you turn around and look, and there's a quicksand puddle following you.
You just take off.
You grab the biggest stick you can. Like,
yeah, always the stick.
Was the whole game lava was a millennial thing? Like I always played everything's lava, so you had to jump from couch to couch.
Yeah.
You guys were more of like everything's quicksand, so you had to jump from couch to couch. Is that how you guys did it?
I think we did lava too.
Oh, okay.
I feel like we did, but it was like quicksand was you don't make a game out of that.
No, it's not a game.
No, we don't play like there's quicksand out there. If there's quicksand out there, you just don't go out there.
Right.
Yeah. You stay inside.
Quicksand.
But another thing that kind of popped in my brain since we're talking about black holes.
This is why you guys watch this, is because we're getting to the important stuff. Go ahead, Tyler. Sorry.
No, it's all good. No, I haven't seen anything else about it since it popped up a long time ago. We talked about it, was that black hole that they found and they said that they got video of something flying by it. That's just literally passing the eye of the black hole. Like, okay, what can a black hole do? What does it do, Denny?
Yeah.
Can you explain what does it do?
A black hole was once a star, and it expanded to a red giant. If it was anything like ours, it expanded to a red giant, then it contracted down to a white dwarf, and then it imploded on itself, and all of that density creates this massive just hole.
Gravitational force.
Correct.
Yeah,
and it pulls anything.
Yeah.
Nothing can escape this. Is like even light itself cannot escape this.
Right.
And something flew by it. Why is no one talking about this still? That's still mind blowing. Unless
it's weird
we
because
are totally
didn't
fucking
something
wrong.
fly by the sun too? I don't want to bring up anything, but you know what it was, don't you? It was Jason Momoa spacecraft flying past the damn black hole, and they spotted it, and they're like, it's probably just a meteor.
Right.
I think that sometimes they don't want to be the guy that say it. Oh, NASA, hire me. You can hire me for one day. I'll say it. I'll be like, that was a fucking spacecraft. It flew by the sun. It flew by a black hole.
I think it's more along
spacecraft.
The lines, we don't want to like create panic.
You should be afraid. It flew past a black hole. This is shit we want to know about.
Yeah, if this thing flew by the black hole, perceivably, it could like just back up and hitch up to the Earth and take off with us.
Just tow us out.
Yeah. At light speed.
We'll freeze to death way before we ever anything else, but still.
Well, I know, because the thrusters on the back of the ship that can fly past the black hole has got to create some heat.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
It'd be Jason Momoa warming.
Yeah. Be like a warm embrace.
How many times we've said that?
Planet. So we just.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another another picture of the runaway black hole. See if you can spot it. Boop. Can you spot it? It's that one there that's sucking up the whole galaxy right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so wild.
And those big lights you're seeing are not just a star. That's a galaxy in there. That's a bunch of stars clustered together. You know, so that's, you can imagine the size of this thing. I mean, it's safe to say, we don't want to cause panic, but it is coming for us eventually. It's the ultimate quicksand.
Yeah.
Okay. There's no stick that's big enough for this one.
You're not laying on your back and saving yourself. It's not happening. No.
Lassie is not going to come running out of the house and pull you, you know, out of the. People probably won't even know what Lassie is by now. Probably.
I'd say our audience knows.
Yeah, I probably do. Thumbs up for Lassie.
Our demographic is a strange one.
It is. You guys out there that listen to this show, you are a very unique crowd. I will give you that.
Yeah, and a lot of them are older than we are.
Yeah. I wonder.
All of them are older than Tyler.
He's like, I think I think Tyler's he's long gaming us. He's like, you guys are going to be old as shit, and I'm going to be responsible for pushing you around in your wheelchairs, you sons of bitches.
No, you know what it is. He's waiting for the show to get built up to where we're millionaires, and then we just croak, and he's like, it's all mine.
Oh yeah, dude.
He doesn't have to split the money in thirds.
Oh, dude, yeah. That's a good long game right there.
No.
Hopefully his coke habit doesn't happen before that.
It'd just be me, like, it'd just be my one picture. Just like, I have nothing to talk about. Goodbye.
Every episode is you getting on, and like, there's a fake picture of me up and a fake picture of Josh. He's like,
you guys are stupid. This is terrible. This is a very sad episode.
Very sad episode.
Yeah.
We should probably focus on something more positive. Here you go. Check this out. That is an exploding star, and that is planet Earth. And scientists just recently figured out, using the Chandra X-ray Observatory, that dangerous X-rays originating from a supernova are able to reach planets a lot farther out than they originally thought.
Oh, yay.
Yeah, so unfortunately for us, cosmic X-rays are coming to kill us.
Oh.
I don't know if that part's true.
Maybe the black hole will suck them up.
That's what we're hoping for. We need to somehow pit these two things against each other and let them take each other out so we can be fine.
Jason Momoa planet thing, spaceship, save us.
Yeah.
Fly by and ding, all that.
I wonder which one happened first. Did it fly past the black hole first or our solar system first? Because it could have been like going out there, check out the black hole, like, okay, this is okay, guys, gather around Jason Momoa's. This is pretty fucking bad. We should probably go check on Earth and see if they're going to get sucked up. And they got all the way out here and they're like, all right, boys, it's not looking good.
I wonder how long it's going to be before we get a cease and desist letter from Jason Momoa's campaign or his, what would not campaign? It'd be the,
like his representation or whatever.
Yeah.
Like his lawyers.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, that might not be so terrible though, because we could be like, we're the guys that got,
actually
threatened by Jason Momoa. Do it, Jason Momoa. Do it.
Get an autograph before you go.
I think his autograph would be on it, wouldn't it? Cease and desist.
Oh, that still counts too.
Oh, yeah, that still counts.
We could frame that.
We put it up there where the logo is right now.
Oh, hell yeah. Just saying. Yeah. Imagine a whole ship full of them guys, ladies. Huh? Bet you wouldn't be running from the ship then, would you? Abduct me. So, as far as cosmic X-rays go, turns out that they're not so good for the ozone layer. They're called charged X-rays. So when they hit an ozone, they pretty much just melt it.
Oh.
Kind of like throwing butter into a skillet.
So way worse than aerosol cans.
Yeah. You're not going to have to worry about pollution and cows farting. That's for sure. Turns out all it took was one little gigantic supernova of death. Who would have thought? Yeah. That's pretty wild. This is the scary part about this shit is this they find all this shit out in like a span of a couple weeks.
Yeah. Well, the worst part about stuff about space is that we find it out long after it's happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Am I going crazy here? Okay, we did talk about that object passing by a black hole, right?
Yeah.
I think we did. Yeah. I mean,
I'm 99%. I know I'm still 1% not sure.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay. I can't find it. I can't find any, I know I've only been looking for a little bit here. I could probably dig a little deeper, but I can't find it anywhere.
I recall you sharing it to me too, like actually showing me the article. Something passed in front of a black hole. Is it being blacked out by the meteor?
Redacted.
It's probably what it is. Out in space, when they look at it with the telescope, the big one, all they saw was a black square in front of it. It was redacted. I don't know where they got Sharpies that big, but that's how they do it. Guys want to see something scary as shit that they're building? Take a look at this. Boom. That little baby right there is going to be probably powering quite a bit of stuff in the hopefully not so near future, because it is being described as the nuclear reactor from hell.
You sure that's not like from some kind of Doom game?
Right? It's crazy, right? Yeah, they said that this this design, it's a fusion concept, right? It's designed to contain super hot plasma long enough to sustain fusion reactions. And they are pretty much guaranteeing that it will have ignition uh, this year.
That's fucking wild looking.
Yep. They said that basically it's using superconducting magnetism. All right. Millions of these little magnets, right, that can contain the hot plasma long enough. Basically, the plasma will be kind of free floating inside this thing, right? And from what I understand, like I said, that this is something that I've never even really looked into. So I'm still very, very kind of like, I don't know, but they're trying to suspend the plasma, which will be around 100 million degrees, okay, in a way that it can't really touch anything. What could go wrong, right? And that's how you achieve fusion. You want something that's just crazy, crazy hot, basically to the point where the thing is going to be reacting at like critical mass at all times.
Is the shape of this like meant like for a purpose?
Basically, yeah. They, like I said,
Is that
it's
a
the twisted reactor from hell is what they call it. It's the way it's designed is to keep the plasma moving in such a way that it can never really settle.
so it's what's that perpetual motion
No,
almost?
no. In this instance, because perpetual motion for one thing, we should probably throw this out there. It's a myth. It isn't going to happen. It's not going to work.
Yeah,
Right.
I've heard. Yeah, I know that. That's why I was like asking. Is like I've always heard that that's a myth. It's
Uh,
never.
okay, so from what I'm reading, the twisting in the design was designed by a supercomputer to basically figure out a way to keep the plasma uh, constantly in motion, constantly moving. Because if this crazy hot plasma stops for even a second, the whole thing's destroyed. Like it's if one magnet fails, you know, like very very like like how you say like hey very little margin for error here. This is like negative 100 for error here. Like
So this is not like your Toyota. You can't run it low on coolant, low on oil. Like you gotta do your due diligence and actually do basic maintenance before you go
yeah,
take this puppy out.
this is one of those things where if they get it working and it does work, and apparently they've ran models of it, they've ran all these simulations of it, it apparently has nothing to stop it from working except for complete catastrophic failure. And
Okay.
I'm just saying, all I'm saying is like sometimes,
Did-
you go from crawling to walking to jumping, right? Sometimes you're going to want to practice each step a little bit longer before you go to the next one. Like you don't just, you don't take your wife to the hospital. She gives birth to a baby. And then the next day you don't take the baby and just go base jumping with it.
Right.
What could go wrong? I'm going to take my newborn deep sea fishing tomorrow. It's going to be fantastic. Fusion. Great idea.
Do they have a tow truck? Like they're building a tow truck too?
I
'Cause
think you just accidentally came up with a grindcore band name.
What's that?
Fishing with Infants.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about this. How do you guys feel about this? Like potentially just an unstoppable energy source, or
Where is the reactor going to be?
how big is it?
That is a good question.
Those are both good questions, actually. Yeah, because this thing could be the size of a coffee cup.
If it's the size of a coffee cup, like, why can't we use like if this actually kind of works? Is there any application of trying to use this on Earth?
Um, I'll be honest. If I was building it, it wouldn't be on Earth. But these guys are a U.S. based lab, so I'm citing an article here. By the way, it's Popular Mechanics.
Nice.
It looks like
Good articles.
plasma physics and MIT. Basically, they received a grant for $29 million to bring the stellarator technology out of the lab and into reality. And I was wrong. They did achieve ignition late last year. That's how they got more money to go further with it.
That's how they got they got the cash.
It was in a lab.
Yeah, in America.
So okay, so we can assume that this thing probably isn't the size of the Hadron Collider.
Yeah.
You know, it's not some great 8-mile thing underground.
Right.
I just wonder how big it is.
Yeah.
Let's just say it's probably no bigger than like a warehouse building, like a decent sized warehouse building.
See, I was thinking like half a canoe.
Half a canoe? Man, that's I feel like that's a little too small.
I'm trying to find you something.
Think about what you're firing around that thing. You're not firing anything big, you know. You're firing stuff that you can't see with the visible eye.
It's true. But how much of that do you need to get it like enough force? Like, well,
I mean, if it's an infinity loop, you know, it can theoretically speed up as it goes.
Every time we talk about this talks about like, it sounds like perpetual motion, but is it being propelled by the magnets?
No. What it's trying to do is it's trying to contain the hot plasma long enough that the hot plasma starts to combine lighter nuclei with heavier, creating fusion. The energy that it releases would be endless. Like you're literally talking about a technology that could change how energy works on our planet forever.
I just want to know how how you would actually like direct that energy, like because the output probably would be fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't be able to fucking just daisy chain a bunch of fucking extension cords. You'd fuck something up.
Right.
That's a fire hazard.
From what I'm gathering from this reactor is about the size of a building. And they're trying to make it the size of a power plant.
What's the size?
They want a big one. They want a freaking massive one.
But how big of a building are we talking? Is it like 4, 5, 6 Chinese spy balloons, or?
Yeah.
I mean, I've been in some big buildings.
Yeah. I'd like to think that they were doing this underground.
I would hope so.
But if they want something bigger, okay, this is supposed to be technically an engine for a spacecraft, though.
I think right now this is the part where they actually are walking before running. They're trying to establish it as a power plant first, and if it is successful as a power plant, then you can start scaling it down and start building it towards something else. But I mean, if you guys saw like how big the Starship is, right? Elon Musk's fucking toy.
I don't think I did.
That blew up.
Like I've seen pictures of those things, but I haven't seen it in comparison to something else.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can pull a picture up for you.
I thought it was the same size as like any other like rocket.
Yeah, the Starship is proposed to be quite a bit bigger than anything else that's been launched before, and they actually have one. I'm gonna get you guys a picture of it right now. Hopefully, crossing fingers. Damn it, didn't work.
Did you? Was that recently, or didn't one just blow up not too long ago?
Yeah, but what blew up?
Unmanned.
It was unmanned, and it was expected to. The
Yeah,
idea was to see if it could lift or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's the Starship. So The Starship is quite a bit bigger than anything else that's ever been launched before because of how much he wants to send up with it.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like something from a 50s B movie.
Yeah.
You know, the funny thing is, too, he said this in interviews. He told his his people that needed to be more pointy.
Yeah.
If you guys ever remember the movie The Dictator, he kept saying, it's like, oh yeah, the missiles need to be more pointy.
Yeah. Yeah, he did that on purpose and got him to make it more pointy just because he said
Yeah,
he wanted it to be more pointy.
it needed to be more pointy.
It served zero purpose
Yeah,
aerodynamically.
he even said that, like, even like kind of a more of a blunted, like tip, I guess you would say, um, would be more aerodynamic. So it made like had nothing to do with anything. He just says like it just needs to be more pointy.
I'm trying to get you guys a size comparison here so you can see like just how obnoxious this thing is. There you go. Yeah, that's it.
So it's for the most part it's a little bit bigger than what we've had in the past, but it
Yeah.
seems like we went like it like our spacecrafts looks like they went down in size as we started to like it's like our cell phones.
What do you think started all that? Do you think somewhere around SpaceX Falcon 9, do you think somebody was like, it's a good size? And he was like,
I'm gonna try to find something in comparison because that was done in a metric system and that was terrible. Pull that picture back up and get rid of stunt double Tyler for a second.
okay,
And not that picture, the other one, the size comparison.
there you go.
120 meters. All right, that's what I needed. That's what I needed. That was meters, right? 120 m.
Yeah,
Yeah.
120 meters.
It's a good size rocket.
How like what are you using to compare this to? Is it canoes or CSBs?
I'm actually going to try to find something that size in the real world. And I'm not having a whole lot of luck. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So everything I'm finding is in feet. All right. So what is 120 meters to feet? Let's look that up real quick.
$393 feet. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting fact that popped up is that Godzilla throughout the years was around 120 to 150 meters.
Really?
Yeah. That's pretty wild.
Let's see here. I'm trying to find anything that's 393 feet tall.
So I'm seeing that this rocket is bigger than the Statue of Liberty.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Okay.
That's wild. I didn't know that. You think like how big of a ego thing would it be to go ahead and launch the Statue of Liberty? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
send her on up there.
This thing is bigger than. No, it's not. Never mind. That's meters again. Damn you. Let's. All right. So it's smaller than the Eiffel Tower.
Yeah,
It's to the second level of the Eiffel Tower.
yeah.
Okay. So if you imagine the Eiffel Tower, how it's stacked up, and you get the first walking ramp around over the arch, and then it goes up, and it like kind of repeats itself in that walking thing that goes around there. That's how tall this thing is.
Yeah. It's pretty wild, man. I mean, I know that like if we get the fusion engines built, if it works, then now you have a spacecraft with a fusion reactor.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now you're floating around in space with this thing.
That who's working on this?
No, it's a different lab, but I can imagine eventually Elon
Elon's
Musk is
going
going to
like,
see it and be like, "Ooh."
he's just going to sell Twitter so he can buy them.
Yeah.
It's bigger than Big Ben. It's bigger than the Statue of Liberty. It's almost as big as the Space Needle. That's crazy.
I mean, you ever notice that about him though? Is his purchases are very random.
Yeah.
One week he'll be buying this company so he can add this technology to something, and then the next week he's like, "Ooh, I'm gonna buy Twitter.
Right.
This is gonna help." I don't know. It's weird.
Well,
And then he paints over the W on the sign on the edge of the building. So it says Titter. He did that.
He's a troll, man. I love it.
well,
Me too.
well, he did that for censorship, though. He literally bought Twitter because of censorship.
Uh-huh.
Because they were Twitter was censoring everybody.
Yeah. Everything that didn't fall under their jurisdiction or they're under their narrative.
Guidelines, yeah.
Yeah. They got censored, which is fucking bullshit anyways.
But I have a hard time. I get that, but then on top of it, it's a private company. Well, I feel like it's a public traded company, I think, but still,
Well, here's the
But
problem.
I feel like they should put that on their site. If you do not follow in these values, you can't it's not going to be posted.
Well,
It should be
thing,
known.
though. Like, you shouldn't censor comedy or the nude.
Did you say the nude?
News.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, you should not censor comedy or news, and they were doing both. And I don't care what your agenda is. I don't care what your narrative is. If you're portraying yourself as a social public voice,
Yeah.
where everybody's supposed to be able to have their own voice, then you shouldn't be able to censor what their voices are.
Yeah, I don't if you're a social media platform, any of that, it should not be. You should be censored.
That should go for all sides involved, though.
Yeah, for sure.
That's kind of
I'm not
like
saying
one of the big issues that they got going on right now is that one side doesn't like what the other side's saying, so they want to censor that side.
Yep.
Right.
It's
that's
like
that's
you
why
know
I
what I
think
mean. Like you're not any better than them if you want to censor what they're saying. So yeah.
Exactly.
I hate where we're going with everything on this. I hate that we're kind of going in this direction, but it's something that's been on my mind for a while. I hate where we're going. We were always really back in the day. We were always like, oh yeah, love arguments because it creates back and forth dialogue. We actually we might not come to an agreement, but I feel like we're coming closer as a people because we're at least conversating.
We've lost the ability. We've lost the ability to disagree and remain civil.
I hate that.
Yeah, I hate it too.
It is. It's a what do you call it? A revolution against creativity.
Mm-hmm.
But you guys out there are lucky because right here is one of the last strongholds. Get around that campfire, say your piece, because it don't matter. We can agree to disagree. I love it.
Yeah,
it's how it should be.
Yeah,
it's like nowadays, like kids now do not want to be bored ever. The second they're bored, they go from they go from this because they're staring at something to I'm bored. Go outside and dig a hole. Go throw a rock at something. You know what I mean? Boredom spawns creativity.
Yes, it does.
Creativity is going to die without boredom. Yeah.
I get that, but boredom caused me to break windows out of a person's house with rocks when I was a kid.
Did you learn
My
from it?
I learned a lot from that.
And look, all these years later, it made a funny little anecdote for the show.
See, all of it was for a reason.
I guess so.
Boredom plus tragedy equals creativity.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I guess, and plus it lets somebody understand. Like I remember how our parents always, well, your dad was more the the person to do this, the one that like your mom was always like, "Don't touch it, don't touch that hot stove, don't touch it," but your dad's like, "Let him
Go
touch
ahead.
it once, just go ahead."
Go ahead.
Ah, now
Yeah.
you won't do it again, will ya?
Yep.
Environmental and behavioral evolution.
Mm-hmm.
That's what dads are here for.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I remember being a kid and I came into my parents and I'm like, I'm bored. They're like, go outside.
Mow the grass.
And, when you're a kid, you're like, why? Like, just go outside. Go play outside. Okay. And then it would take you 5 minutes tops before you're getting into something, and that's it. It's like when you're bored, you're lacking stimuli. There's nothing
Outside.
stimulating you.
And outside is full of stimuli.
It's a whole wonderland.
Because when
out
you're
there.
a kid, you're not worried about boundaries. You're not scared of trespassing. You're not scared of death.
Right.
Let's be honest. So
that,
you'll
that
go
stuff
into,
won't happen.
you're going to cross that fence. You're not worried if that's a bull on the other side. You're going to cross property lines. You're going to go up creek beds. If you live in the country.
Anybody who never accidentally went into a pasture with a bull in it, you don't know what you're missing.
That's when you really find out what you're made of.
You find out how fast you are.
Mm-hmm.
Mine wasn't a bull though.
Yours was a dog man, right?
No.
Wasn't it? The bear?
No.
The bear
not
dog,
that.
dog bear?
I was talking. I went into a person's like farm. And they had horses, and they wasn't friendly.
Really?
They were not friendly.
Do you remember? I'm sorry. Do you remember Scott? You remember when I called him butter noodles for like a year?
Yeah.
Because Scott, I hope he hears this too. God, I'm putting you on the spot because he tells me one time that he's like, there was this farm and he was a little kid and there was these horses and he would go to the fence where the horses lived on their farm and he was feeding the horses butter noodles. And then he said, dude, the next day the horse was gone. I think I killed the horse. And I'm like,
with one plate of buttered noodles.
I'm like, did you see the horse die? He's like, no, it just wasn't there the next day. And I'm like, you don't think that maybe he's in the other side of the pasture, or maybe they took him out for a trip, or he was in the barn?
Maybe he got sold.
And he's like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And then from that day forward, he was the butter noodles murderer. Because
I think
for the record, I don't believe that he actually killed the horse. I think that he just thought that he did.
Yeah,
because he was a kid,
What was it? You told him. I think you actually kept going with it.
I did.
And you said that, yeah, horses can't handle starch.
They can't eat starches. You can't give them butter noodles, man. Did you give them butter noodles with butter in it? Oh my God, that's the two things that you can't give a horse together. And he's like, "Oh my God, really?"
While you're at it.
Yeah. Next thing you're gonna tell me is you were giving him carrots. Yeah. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. It took him a minute before once he realized I was just completely screwing with him. He's like, he's kind of like, walked off.
He's like, I hate you, man.
Oh, Scotty.
He called me number one though.
Yeah.
Told me I was number one. Love you, Scott. Yeah. Well, guys, I think we've kept these guys for about an hour. Do you want to let them have their day?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. Everybody out there, be careful of quicksand, and make sure you're checking your butter noodles before you give them to your horses. All right. Make sure there's, horse-friendly butter noodles, I guess. I don't really know. But take care of each other out there.
See you guys. I was hoping they were going to do that.
Oh, on my screen, it's looking hilarious.